I hope you all are having a good day today. My name is Arjun Reddy. I'm a second-year medical student here at OSU CHS, and this is a study that I did last summer with the Vassar research team looking at specifically spin in abstracts of systematic reviews pertaining to rotator cuff tear treatment. Now, rotator cuff tears are the most prevalent upper extremity injury that patients seek treatment for. And due to this high prevalence, and along with the cost of surgery and the various treatment options, physicians really rely upon high quality research to be able to differentiate and figure out what's the right treatment option for each individual. And what we found, systematic reviews are some of the highest forms of research out there. And what we found was that physicians will make these clinical decisions based on reading solely the abstracts of these systematic reviews. And it is therefore necessary that these abstracts have a truthful representation of the entire analysis of the systematic review. Now, one of these misrepresentations is known as spin. And it needs to be said that spin doesn't necessarily have to be intentional per se. It's something that can be adjusted as a result of author guidelines and the limited amount of abstract word counts within journals. These are all different things that can potentially be adjusted to help with spin. And we'll discuss that later. The purpose of the study was to look at the prevalence of spin within these systematic reviews related to rotator cuff tear treatment. And we specifically were looking at the top 9 types of spin as defined by Yavich. And what we found was that 44 of these systematic reviews out of the 121 had at least one form of spin, 36.4% specifically. And type 3 and type 5 being the most. Type 5 and type 3 were the most common forms of spin within our paper. And to give examples of the two, type 5 is stating a beneficial statement within your abstract without stating the fact that there was a high risk of bias within your primary studies that you found through your risk of bias assessment. And we found 21 instances of those. And type 3 is selective reporting. So you've got 3 primary outcomes, one of which you find a statistical significance for, but the other 2 you don't find. If they only state these primary outcome with that had the statistical significance, but not the other 2, that's another form of spin and another form of misrepresentation. And we found 15 instances of those out of the 44 abstracts. And of the 44 articles, 7 of them had multiple types of spin. Now, to conclude, spin was prevalent in over one third of the systematic reviews within our sample. And there are 3 main checkpoints that we can really hit on to be able to try and fix this increased rate of spin among abstracts. One being authors looking at or being trained by workshops or webinars to be able to avoid spin. 2, being able to specifically journals incorporating guidelines within their author guidelines to avoid spin. And then specifically authors themselves taking these recommendations into consideration, even if a journal is mandating adherence to PRISMA. So with that said, I don't have really anything else that I need to say. If you have any questions that you need to ask me, please contact me at this email or at this Twitter handle. But other than that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day.